Hello again, YouTubes. This is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Edition mod pack playthrough. I think this episode, so we've done some work on in the last couple episodes on Thaumcraft and Botania to sort of get our magic ones up and running. I think now I want to take a look at, so if we look at our magic gates here, these guys over on the right, we got some Thaumcraft going, we got some Astral Sorcery going, got the basics going. Now let's get the basics of Botania out of the way so that we can keep our eye open for things we need there. So we're going to go for the Petal Apothecary. The interconnectedness of this mod pack is making us make that on the luminous crafting table from Astral Sorcery, which is why I'm out here at night. And we're just going to go Petal Apothecary. Throw that in there. Tap it with a wand. And there we go. So that's the gate there. We get a flower pouch. Alrighty. But more importantly, we can now come over here and start working on the Botania tree of the quests log here. So we get a book, and we get 16 floral fertilizer. And we've already got this, so we claim that. And Endoflames, so we got, looks like the next things it wants us to make are the Endoflame and the Pure Daisy. So I sort of was familiar with the beginnings of this, so I did pick up white flowers, and I've got the brown and the light gray and the red that we need for Endoflames, because I knew those were coming up. So I will probably go ahead and get that rolling. And also the Pure Daisy. That is the white petals, so I got some of those. Endoflame, brown, light gray, and red. I got those. Just seeing what all we can make for this episode. That's about as far as we're going to go through the plants for a while, is the Endoflames. But we are going to make a bunch of this stuff. Once we have a Pure Daisy, we can make some living wood and some living stone. And once we have that, we can make a mana pool. We already have Manasteel from somewhere. So we'll probably try and make some living rock and the mana pool and the tablet. And I might hold off on the tablet because I got to build up some mana before that even matters. And then with some living wood, the mana spreader, and the wand of the forest, and open crate. So yeah, we might try and just make a bunch of this stuff in this episode just to get us rolling. So I'm going to accumulate what we need for some of these recipes, and I will be right back. Okay, for right now, I think I'm just going to throw this out here by my water pit. I still haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to put things together and how I'm going to arrange my magic stuff and where I'm going to put it, either above ground in some sort of tower or downstairs or what. But for right now, we're just going to wing it. I am fairly familiar with Botania, and it doesn't look like it's changed that much since I used it a few years back. But I'm out of practice here. But basically, we're going to throw stuff in here. We're going to make Endoflame first. If I recall correctly, I want about 8 of these. And that's going to be brown petals and red petals and light gray petals. And then followed by a seed. So we're going to go brown, brown, gray, red, seed. And then we're going to put in more water, and If we right click with an empty hand, it'll let us do that again real quick. So if I throw in a seed again, get another, right click, seed, water, right click, seed, water, right click, seed, and this is working out pretty well. Almost done. One more. All right. We now have 8 Endoflames. And the other thing we're going to make, we can make that real easy and real quick, is Pure Daisy. And that one is just 4 white petals and a seed. All right, that's what we wanted to make this time. So let's see if that opened anything up in our books. I think we got one for the Pure Daisy at least. Okay, so we can claim for Endoflame. And we can claim for Pure Daisy. Open up those loot chests and impregnated casing. That's reasonably well. I think we're going to need one, and we don't have one yet. And it has Hester Bluette flower. That, not so much. At least I get 8 of them. Alright, so 8 impregnated casings. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but that might be a life supply. Yeah, actually, until I start getting into bees, I don't think I need those at all. But once I do get into bees, I might have to make multiple of all of this stuff. So that'll save me some time and effort when I decide to get into bees. Alright, so now I don't really need any of these other flowers at this early time. So now we're looking to use our Pure Daisy to make living rock and living wood. Now I tried this earlier when I started a world before I decided to film it. And one of the interesting things here, again, the interconnectedness of this is that instead of just normal wood going to living wood, you have to use astral sorcery infused wood to go to living wood. So I'll have to make some of that. And then the other one was living rock. Again, instead of just normal stone, I've got to use arcane stone. Now I did make some arcane stone to open up that loot chest, so I have a bunch of that. So we'll just start with that. And for right this second, we'll just do that right here. Let's see, so we need some dirt. Do I have any dirt up here? I do not have any dirt. Fortunately, the world is made of dirt. So I will just grab a dirt. So we got a dirt, we got a Pure Daisy, and we got to surround that with some arcane stone and then let it cook. I can tell it's working because it's got all the white swirlies. And in a minute or so, that'll turn into living rock. Meanwhile, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the infused wood. So infused wood, we need to throw logs into liquid starlight. I don't know if that needs to be in a pit or if we do that straight here. I think we've got a bucket of that. I'm also not sure how much it uses up. Looks like I don't have any logs up here. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to take a moment to figure out what we need to do for the living wood and be right back. Okay, I am back and we can see we've got some living rock. So that is neat. I'm going to go ahead and get one more round of that going. And I did try to throw a log straight into our light well, and that did not work so well. So we're going to take a bucket out. And where do I want to put a bucket of light? And for now, we'll just dump some light here and see if that works. So now, let's try it there. Oh, it's working. Night vision. Neat. How many did I get? 18. That's good enough to start, probably. So now that we've got some of that, we'll wait for this to finish cooking, and then we will throw that, turn that into turn that infused wood into living wood. Ooh, sparkly. Meanwhile, we need to make living rock is incomplete. Didn't we just make a bunch of living rock? Oh no, my mining pick sent it all downstairs to the mining container. So we'll have to go pick it up. But we can do that. We gotta let the living wood cook anyway. So did that make it out here somewhere? Nope, it's in here still. All right, living rock. Claim. And now we're definitely going to want a mana pool. Oh, and that uses a rock crystal from Astral Sorcery. And it uses a diluted mana pool, which is more of that and some light blue stuff. So that might take a moment to gather the materials there, because I'm not sure if I have that stuff. But we've got this now, so that's cool. Got the living wood. So it did say that the harvesting level was lead on that. I'm not 100% sure what happens if you like bang that with something that isn't my pick that I banged it with is Silk Touch. Ignition plugs for the compression dynamo. All right. So just keep in mind you just might need to have an axe with lead mining or better. So like an obsidian axe would have probably worked fine. Or you might need to have silk touched it like I did. Not 100% sure you would have gotten it if you'd have just hammered it with your open hand. You might have just destroyed it. But anyway, wow, it's still sparkling. I don't think it's supposed to keep sparkling. So what else do we need to do here? We need to figure out the whole mana pool situation. Oh yeah, we need a light gray petal block and a white petal block, which I'm not 100% sure I have enough light gray plants to do that. Oh yeah, I do. We got plenty. I knew I was going to need light gray petals for Endoflames, so I've been specifically going out of my way to pick those up. So there's enough of those. And there's barely enough of those. So we got a light gray petal block and a That was the white one. Where's my light gray one? Here we go. And then what else do we need? We need one of those we got, some of that we got. We need this bad boy. So I need light blue dye from somewhere. I don't suppose I've picked a flower. Here's a couple light blue dye. And I think this flower, I do tend to have a tendency to pick up flowers that I think might give me something I need, like light blue dye. So we are in business. Sometimes it's nice to be a hoarder. So let's see if we can make that right now. So we're making a mana pool. Boom, good. And then we're making a normal one. So I need to grab one of my rock crystals here. I'm sort of, I don't know what all this stuff means. I think they can go up to a size of 400 and purity and cutting of 100%. But I don't know how hard it is to make those, but I'm just using like sort of smallish and uglyish ones, I guess. Since I don't know what it matters, I'll just go ahead and use this. So let's see, mana pool. Boink. Alrighty. And Manasteel, I already have some of that from various rewards and chests, so we can grab that. The living wood is complete, so we can grab that. A sea lantern. Boy, I don't need that in this one. Even 8 of them is overkill, since they're all over the place in those astral sorcery temples. Factory block, large pipes, chisel. That is probably just decorative. So we'll throw that in our furnishings. What else do we got? Nickel ore. I do have a tendency to need nickel ore, 16 of it. That'll be 32 ingots worth. So yeah, that's okay. Nickel, I think, is in a fairly small window. Where is it in the overworld? I noticed I haven't picked up a lot of it, which is odd because, yeah, so it's mostly in the teens up to 30s. So if I'm down at bedrock, I'm not picking it up, and if I'm at the top, I'm not picking it up. It's one of those middle ones. So that would explain why I don't have a ton of it. So I can put that to use. Alrighty, what else do we got? I do want to go ahead and start collecting mana in my mana pool. So, what's this recipe? Well, we don't have mana glass. So we'll have to wait on that until we have a pool. And the tablet, we're going to wait on that until we have a pool so we can make a mana diamond. And so what we want to do now is we want to make the mana spreader and the open crate. Pardon me while I cough. And then probably the Wand of the Forest, and that probably will take us through the end of this little jaunt through Botania. That will give us, we'll have some Endoflames, we'll have the mana pool, we'll have the mana spreader, and we'll have an open crate to drop charcoal down for the Endoflames. And then, yeah, that should get us some mana going. And then once we have a full mana pool, we can come back and work on some of the rest of this stuff. So a mana spreader, we need a lime petal block. And as I mentioned, I knew there were some plants we were going to need pretty early. So I did pick up some lime flowers while I was out running around. Got 4, 8. We need one more. And what else do we need? We need glimmering living wood. Illumination powder, we have some left over from making our cave illuminator, so we got that. That's just living wood and glowstone. So I do have some glowstone downstairs. I don't think I have any up here at the moment. No. I think I need to turn one more of my tools into a brown magic ability tool, just so that I can have a teleport down here. Right now, my pickaxe is upstairs, and my sword is my nether fortress, my nether cubicle. If I have a third tool, I'll probably make it down here, and then I can just teleport around better. So we came down here for a couple of those. Might as well get that started here. So we want to do, we are working on a mana spreader. And we need this. So there's 2 of those. And that is probably upstairs, and we got that. Let's take a look at open crate, see if there's anything I'm going to need from that down here. No, that's just living wood planks. So teleport upstairs. And leftover illumination powder. Yep. Things are getting messy here. Let me dump some of the stuff that we are not using. Illumination powder. So the open crate, I need planks, and for the planks I need wood. So that'll cover that. Boom. And then we want the mana spreader. Oh, now I'm short 1 living wood. Darn it. Okay, but I do have more of these. So that will just take a moment. And meanwhile, we can take a look at what we got for our loot chest for the open crate. Light blue stained glass. Boy. I tell you what, I'm not having the best luck with loot crates lately. I've gotten, of everything I've gotten, I think I've got maybe 3 or 4 really good loot crates. The rest of them have been sort of mediocre. In my trial run of this mod pack, things seem to be going a bit better for me. But, you know, I did get a nether star. I did get an Osgold glass block. That was huge for me, and I got it early enough that it was a pretty big deal for me. So just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to take out my obsidian axe. And so it's still saying harvest level lead. Not sure what that means. Just to be safe, I'm just going to go ahead and hit it with my Silk Touch pickaxe just to be sure. I don't want to accidentally destroy it. Alright, so mana spreader, yay. So I'll have to double check on time, but I think we're actually probably getting close to calling this an episode. So next time I will figure out where to set up our mana spreader and our Endoflames so that we can get that moving forward and see what else we can do. Come on, give me something good here. Thickened glass, bordered. That might be sort of okay if it's blast proof or something. No, I think it's pretty boring. Alright, well, they can't all be winners. Alright, so let's call this an episode. We've made some great progress on Botania. We've gone from having it gated and locked up to having a whole bunch of stuff done here. And next time I will set up our mana pool with our mana spreader and an open crate, and we'll put a bunch of charcoal in there, and we'll set up the Endoflames near it, and we will start filling up a mana pool so that we can make some mana glass for our monocle, and so that we can make a mana tablet and fill it up. And let's see, we'll do one more thing here quick. One more thing, we'll make our wand, because we'll need one of those. So, what the heck is that thing called? A wand of the forest, I believe. And for that we need some sticks. Oh, am I going to have enough? Perfect. And then we're going to need a few petals. I don't think I'm going to need any more lime green anytime soon, so we have two white ones. We have two white ones and a gray one here. Let's go ahead and use some of the stuff we already got. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll do just nice. Claim. So that takes us to the end of that path. The pulse mana spreader, I could get that real quick, but I'll have to read on the pulse mana spreader. I don't remember what that does, but I don't know if I want that. So I might have to make a whole nother one of these to get one of those. I can't remember if I want that or not. So I don't want to use up my mana spreader to make it a pulse mana spreader if that's not what I'm going to be using. It's easy enough to just make a second one. Sausage in bread. It's good food that we haven't eaten yet, so I'll take it. Alrighty, now we're going to call it. We're going to call it an end of this episode. But yeah, look at all this progress we've made on Botania. So that is good stuff. And we should be able to knock out maybe one or two more of these next time, or after we collect some mana. So next time I'll set up the mana pool, we'll collect some mana, and then sometime in the future we'll hit all this again. The Horn of the Wild needs pasture seeds. So that's another one that's going to be real easy to make when we have some mana built up. Horn of the Wild, basically you hold right click and it like harvests crops and grass in a large radius around you. The cool thing about that was when I was testing that out last week, a couple weeks ago, I just went to some plains where there was grass everywhere, and I just blew that horn left and right, and eventually I found like a handful of ender lilies in a fairly simple way, and so that was sort of nice. Once you get a magnet crucible, you can actually throw those ender lilies in to the magnet crucible to get some resonating ender liquid out. So I'll go ahead and make one of those, not only for the loot chest, but also to go blow up a bunch of grass looking for ender lilies. Alright, I'm babbling now, so it must be time to end. So I will talk to you all next episode. Bye.